Because I finally got that world title, I was elated, quickly followed by relief. It was a special moment.
I think that what Natasha's done for female boxing, amateur and pro, I think Natasha Jonas' name is etched in the history of women's boxing.
When I decided to leave GB, effectively, I was leaving boxing. I was ready to just be a mum. As a female within this sport, you have to have that little bit of grit. It keeps me wanting to break down barriers and proving people wrong.
You've got a trailblazer in Tasha, yeah? I just feel like where the kids have seen our generation kind of knock the door in, they'll just be flying through it.
Every time you reach a goal, there always seems to be another goal. To be a two-belt champion at 154, I think this will be the one where people say, you know what, she's legit.
Mila? Mila? Do you want to come upstairs, please, babe?
The average day for me, up, iron uniform, wake the baby up, which is a task in itself. Fit motherhood around boxing and you know, tally it up and make it work, it is tough. When I decided to leave GB, I went away, I had my little girl. That was the end of boxing for me. There wasn't really a pro senior. It wasn't until Katie fought. I was doing the comms for Sky, and then Tom Storhoff called me afterwards. I think Katie will open a lot of doors for women's boxing, wouldn't you come back? I was thinking, what is actually stopping me? Then I became like a full-time athlete. Still come with its challenges. I feel like I'm always rushing, but I'm trying to get that quality time in, as well as, you know, be mum, as well as be friend, as well as be athlete.
World champion boxer, world champion mum, is it?
Yeah. Do a flip, ready? Right there. That's it. You've got it. We're teaching, aren't we? We're learning this one.
On the outside of that, when you go up close, you can't have Cindy go first. You've got to go first. When you go, balls gone.
Listen, it's a huge compliment when I turn around and say she's one of the best that I've trained. Natasha, she turned pro, had a few wins, talk of Katie Taylor, and we hit a speed bump. Well, it was more than a speed bump, it was a car crash.
When you're losing boxing, it's like you go to the bottom of the pile. Lockdown happened and I'm like, oh, I'm never going to fight again. I'm going to have to get a job. I think they massively underestimated me for both Terry and Katie, and then they respected me after. So my stock has rose in them fights.
Everyone thought, Natasha thought she was finished, and then to have them setbacks and come back and become a world champion at the third attempt, that's huge inspiration.
I haven't had many events or things in boxing like that night. Obviously a big card. It was the Amir Khan Kelbrook. You could cut the tension with a knife. So to finally get that moment, that world title, I was elated, quickly followed by relief. It was just a special night.
There's plenty of life in here and plenty of ambition, and I think Natasha Jonas is an unbelievable ambassador for women's boxing.
Tasha, I haven't seen you since about my new teeth.
You okay? Yeah, I'm good.
Come on, let's go for a walk. We'll go this way. We'll go the wrong way.
Being resilient is a trait of women in sport. How it was, we've come tenfold. We've still got a long way to go.
I never seen a legacy or that being a thing when I was younger. I'd look towards you like you was creating that, but she was the kind of person who made me think, hang on, I could have a go at this. The
impact you'd have on others. I think get into boxing to have, you know, leave a big impression on someone, but while you're here, I think that's a good thing to do.
It's not really about the world title, it's not about the notoriety, it's not about the money. What it is for me is when I go in the gym and you see how many girls are now in the gym, it's like 60-40, nearly 50-50, which is like, that's unheard of. What me and you have done, things weren't even in place then. Professional female boxing wasn't a thing, it wasn't even in the Olympics. When I done MMA, my weight category wasn't in the UFC, there wasn't a belt for it, but we just believed that something was going to happen and just made it happen.
There's now little girls that look up and think, I want to do that, I want to be like her, and whether that's on a pitch, on a court, in a ring, on a stage, there's nothing that we can't do.
There you go, good girl.
My journey has been eventful, has been full of ups and downs, but I've eventually got to where I needed to be.
To see that at first, if you don't give up, with that hard work and dedication, you can achieve it.
And now we've done well, haven't we?
And I don't even think I'm at the top of the mountain yet, but when I'm there, I'll let you know.